I never left this ship.
You exist here.
We will operate under the assumption that Vatica is alive.
Have you seen Jennifer?
My hair? It looks ordinary. I've never cared to be ordinary.
There is no linear time.
3 more. Alan Moraine, if you can see Alan Moraine.
This station will be yours to protect, with no interference.
Jennifer. Just help me to get her free. She's gone.
He wasn't our heel. Why?
He's a Cardassian. That's reason enough.
No. It's not.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the last 2 episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 1. It's been a very long journey, but it's also felt like a very fast journey. It felt like only yesterday when I started this series, and now I'm about to finish Season 1 with 2 hopefully banger episodes. First of all is episode 18 of Season 1, which is Duet, which I am so excited for. People have been telling me this episode is incredibly top tier, and I cannot be more hyped and more excited for Duet. And then we are going into the Hands of Prophets, which is the finale of Season 1, and I have no idea what to expect for that episode, but I am really excited. But before we get into the episode, let me do the lighting. So let me turn the light, we decide what color it should be. Boop. Nice. Okay, so the color today, I'm actually gonna go blue, just classic Star Trek blue. I think it's gonna be nice to watch these last 2 episodes of Season 1 in a nice classic blue. And if you would like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon of uncut and early access reactions to my Star Trek Deep Space Nine episodes that are up to 3 weeks early, which means I am 6 episodes into Season 2 if you were watching this on YouTube right now. Thank you so much if you check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, let's dive into this first highly anticipated episode for me. So I hope you enjoy my reaction to Season 1, Episode 18 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Duet.
Are reading normal. I was a champion window breaker.
What?
Which you were you talking about?
What kind of sport is champion window breaking?
On screen. Welcome to DS9. I'm Major Kira Nerys.
This guy looks cool.
We have a passenger on board requiring medical assistance.
Can you tell us what's...
Why is he so calm with that?
Have our doctors standing by.
Thank you, Commander. Racmunis out.
Interesting.
Transport's about to beam a patient to you. He's suffering from something called Kalanora.
What is it, Kira? What is it, Kira?
The Bajoran forced labor camp that I helped liberate. The survivors of Galatep have always been a symbol to us of...
Oh, interesting.
By all means, Major, take as much time as you
This
want.
person could be a hero to Kira. Is this a Kira episode? Kira episodes so far have been, I think, the best episodes of this season.
Ah, Major, I'll be right with you.
No way it's a Cardassian. There is no flippin' chicken way it's a Cardassian.
I need security here on the double.
I'm on my way, Major.
I feel this is gonna be a nice Cardassian. And they're gonna have to learn to get along in some way. Dude, what the heck? This twist! Oh, already this is gonna be so epic. Because so far in Star Trek DS9 and TNG, there's been like one good Cardassian, with the one who in Lower Decks in that TNG episode. And Garrick we've only seen once, but he could be good as well. I think he's kind of both good and bad. Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
What's the matter, Major?
Your patient is a criminal.
Why? Because he's Cardassian or like an actual criminal Cardassian?
I haven't done anything. Then why did you run? I'm trying to get away from this Bajoran fanatic.
Interesting.
He's not just any Cardassian. He's a war criminal.
How do you know Kira?
I've seen Commander and I've got them all.
I don't care whether he's listed or not.
Hold on, Major.
Okay, but Kira,
For medical emergency, and we throw him into a security cell. I, for one, hope he's listening.
I'm on Cisco's side here. I'm sorry, Kira.
Been there 12 years ago when we liberated that camp. If you'd seen the things I saw, all those Bajoran bodies.
Oh my god.
First came the humiliation. Mothers raped in front of their children.
Oh my god.
Recognize them, old people buried alive because they couldn't work anymore.
Oh my god. This is some of the more emotional Kira's gotten about the war and stuff.
I think I'll have a talk with our guest.
I'll come with
I swear Spock is in the background.
It'd be better if I spoke to him alone.
Maybe I'm just being Vulcan racist, but I swear Spock is in the background.
I have Kalanora. I have Patrick syndrome.
The freighter captain said it was Kalanor.
Very
Yeah.
similar condition.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
For me, came here. Now, Commander, if you have no more questions, I'd like to be on my way.
I like this actor.
Or am I in jail with a Cardassian?
No, you're still drunk. Go back to sleep.
I put myself in your hands, Commander.
So interesting. Like, there has been a lot of talks about the hatred between Bajorans and Cardassians, but it hasn't been shown too much, and this episode is completely focusing on it.
Yes, Major.
Commander, there's an incoming transmission for you from Bajor. It's the Minister of State.
Oh, wow. About the Cardassian, probably?
Special service for Bajor today. Congratulations to you.
I don't quite follow.
You captured the war criminal.
But since our Major Kira's accepted responsibility in this matter, the burden is off your shoulders.
Oh, she accepted responsibility.
It is.
Good. We'll chat again soon.
Ah,
Good day, Commander.
his mood, you know what I mean? Like, his mannerisms and his voice changing so quickly was pretty funny. But yeah, all the Bajorans are so blinded by hate, which makes a lot of sense. But they're so blinded by hate that they just assume that this guy is the right guy. You know what I mean?
That's what I want to talk to you about, Major. I'd like Odo to handle this investigation.
Yeah, no bias.
He'll be yours and you're welcome to him. Until then, he's just a traveler under suspicion.
Fair point, Cisco.
I'm asking you now, as a friend, please, let me conduct this investigation.
Wow, this means a lot to her.
Cisco to Odo.
Go ahead.
Constable, Major Kira will be in charge of the...
Oh my days. Okay. That was a good speech from Kira. A great speech, even.
Try to stay out of trouble for a day or two, will you?
I'll do my best. Oh, and
Obi goes back to jail at 5 seconds.
Where he's worked as an instructor at a military academy for the past 5 years.
Keep looking.
Okay, but this was a while ago, right?
But the semol stew could use a little yamak sauce.
I want some yemek sauce.
This is my job.
Persecuting Cardassians goes far beyond your job, Major. It's your passion.
Our doctor confirmed you do have Kalanor, which means you were at Galatep.
The smile.
Your lies are going to be this transparent. It's going to be a very short interrogation.
Well, in that case, I'll try to make my lies more opaque. I had the distinction of serving in the exalted position of filing clerk.
Filing clerk, yeah, okay.
I had the good fortune to be posted to the records office at Galatep, and I turned out to be...
So he didn't want to be part of the military. That's cool.
Guldarheel himself called my computer filing system a masterpiece of meticulous exactitude.
Good for you. He's so proud of himself.
I await execution.
I hope we don't keep you waiting long.
Wow, Kira.
So much for our search for the truth. Now we trade insults.
Wow.
You admit you worked under Guldarheel.
We all did.
Yeah, everyone did.
I vaguely recall hearing scream from time to time. Atrocities, no.
He didn't even witness them.
Mining accidents, illnesses, feuds among the workers.
You're saying Bajorans killed each other?
At times.
Oh, wow.
A blanket. A woman.
Yo, this would actually happen, I feel.
Who do you think started the rumors about brutality at Galatep? It was Guldarheel himself.
So genius from the Cardassians.
You know as well as I do, Major, to keep you Bajorans thinking of yourselves as victims, to keep you afraid and helpless.
And they still think of themselves victims a little bit.
We did get rid of you.
Leaving was a political decision, Major.
Oh my god, seriously?
You see, you're the one who's lying now, Major. It's not the truth you're interested in. All you want is vengeance.
Oh, yeah, it's so true. The Cardassians have left Bajor, but they haven't left the Bajorans' minds.
Simply because he's Cardassian.
I don't trust him because he's already lied about being at Galatep.
Yeah, that's true.
Is really quite distasteful.
I suppose if you're Bajoran, so is the occupation.
Yeah.
If any of these Bajoran hate-mongers get their hands on him, I'll hold you personally responsible.
Oh, wow. Sweaty palms Cisco right now.
Even if he is just a file clerk. That's just it. I don't want him to be just a file clerk.
Yeah, so this is all about vengeance.
Satisfaction.
It sounds like you're trying too hard to believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you already know vengeance isn't enough.
Dax just walked up to Kira, said some logic, and then left. What the heck? She's like Guinan, you know what I mean?
I've also checked with the military academy on Korra 2. Maritza has been teaching filing there just...
So he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
I suppose you'll let him go.
I'm glad we understand each other.
I've got it.
I don't think Kira wants that still, though.
You're going to have to do better than that.
Give me a minute. I'm running an image enhancement sequence.
It's not him.
Yeah, that is not him.
Eamon Maritza.
It can't be.
If that's Maritza, then who are we holding here?
This is so interesting. What the heck? That's him. That's him.
What do you mean?
According to this, it's Goldar Heel.
No way. No way. Wait, they have the leader in the prison.
Well, I don't think I could pay for all of them, Major. There were so many. And you can only execute me once.
Wow.
Tell me, Major, did you figure this out all by yourself? Or did you have help from your Federation masters? How could there be war crimes when there hasn't been a war? But in fact, Major, you and I know there was no war. No glory. Bajor didn't resist.
Oh, I hate this guy.
I want no more secrets between us. Anything you don't understand, I'll explain to you.
Thank you, but I think I've heard enough of your lie.
Like, I hate this guy, but I also don't hate this guy.
My word, my every glance was law. And the verdict was always the same, guilty.
You're insane.
The verdict was always guilty.
And that's why they love me. I would order them to go out and kill Bajoran scum.
What?
You admit your atrocities.
I admit everything. My accomplishments speak for themselves. Can you say the same?
I actually have no words right now. What the heck?
While I was out exterminating Bajorans.
Make sure you tell that to the tribunal.
Jeez.
You've already lost, Major. You can never undo what I've accomplished. The dead will still be dead.
Jeez. This guy for real? He just started going off.
Here, this will help.
Yeah, that will.
But thanks to you, there's one less out there now.
You should have heard him. He bragged about what happened at Gala.
Yeah, he bragged about killing.
When I was fighting with the resistance, we used to lie awake at night plotting the assassination of men like Darheel.
And now you have the chance.
And listen to him belittle the Shakar and everything it stood for.
Oh yeah, that too.
Then how did he know you were with the Shakar?
Wait. Yeah, so true.
I don't know. He was an important military leader.
Wait, yeah, that's what I just assumed. But what? Wait, there's more to this story.
He commanded a forced labor camp. Something's not right here.
Yeah, something isn't right.
Where are you going?
To have
Dude,
another little...
the music has gotten so good.
You forget the brilliance of Maritza's filing system. He made sure that I was provided with information on all your little terrorist
I
bands.
don't know, that doesn't seem like a good enough answer.
I was not alone.
And I'm supposed to believe you remembered my name from some report you read years...
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So before we say goodbye, there are a few little questions I should like to ask you.
Your questions don't interest me.
How can you be so sure?
No, let him ask. I want to hear them. Okay, I'm all ears. I'm all Bajors. Do you get it? Subscribe for more jokes.
Sorrow. Do you think they like to gamble?
Quark bad.
I do miss working with you, Odo. I miss our games of Kalivi and Montar.
I forgot that Odo worked with the Cardassians.
The files would only tell you what I am telling you. Gul Darheel is dead.
What?
As a matter of fact, he's buried under one of the largest military monuments on Cardassia.
Really?
Released.
That innocent citizen has admitted he is Gul Darheel.
Yeah.
He says his name is Gul Darheel.
Then he's lying.
Well, if he
is he though?
But I tell you, I attended Darheel's funeral.
I don't know who's lying anymore. This is so cool.
And perhaps I can find some proof to support your claim that Gul Darheel is dead.
Yeah, honestly.
I suppose I could grant you limited access to the files.
It's better than nothing, buddy. Dude, Odo is so cool, he negotiated with a Cardassian and won. That's pretty sick.
How many Cardassians did you kill? I mean, personally.
I didn't keep count.
Oh, wow, so she killed a lot.
Terrorist weapon was random violence. Don't leave now, Major. It's just getting good.
Yeah, please don't leave.
We needed your resources. Everything I did was for the greater glory of Cardassia.
Oh my god, wait, this is insane.
Nothing justifies genocide.
What you call genocide, I call a day's work.
Oh, wow, that's a line. That is a mic drop line.
But the man in that cell wanted to be caught.
Interesting. What? Why? So it's not him, it's not Gul Darkheel or whatever you call him.
More evidence from our trustworthy Gul Dukat.
What have you got, Constable?
This is a tough situation for Cisco.
He was back on Cardassia being awarded the Proficient Service Medallion.
Proficient Service? Now that's a name.
His affairs in order, and even provided handsomely for his housekeeper, I understand.
All right.
He's prepared to die.
Rather unusual request for a Cardassian war criminal.
He wants to get caught.
Unless he wanted to be captured.
What if he feels incredibly guilty for what he did?
If you still have any doubts, listen to what he has to say. He was there. He did it. He'll tell you about it.
Bashir is coming into some news.
Which is a dermal regenerative agent used to maintain skin resilience after cosmetic alteration.
What? Hold on a second.
Boss, why are we going over this again?
Because your own progress report shows you were back on Cardassia at the time of the accident.
Oh.
I can show them to you.
That won't be necessary. I know where I was.
He's so unconfident now.
When you first got to Cora...
All right, that's enough. Your presence no longer amuses me. Get out.
Why did you have...
He wants to... Oh my god.
And to this day, my one regret is that I was not able to accomplish this honorable goal.
You're Maritza, aren't you?
Yeah, he definitely is.
I'm your nightmare. I'm the Butcher of Galatep.
The Butcher of Galatep.
The Butcher of Files, more like.
Covered his ears because he couldn't bear to hear the screaming
Oh.
mercy of the Bajorans.
Oh.
Cover my ears every night. I couldn't bear to hear those horrible
pronouns.
You have no idea what it's like to be a coward. See these horrors and do nothing. Brits is dead. He deserves to be dead.
Oh wow, Kira.
You didn't commit those crimes, and you couldn't stop them. You were only one man.
Don't you see? I have to be punished. We all have to be punished.
Oh.
My trial will force Cardassia to acknowledge its guilt, and we're guilty, all of us. My death is necessary.
Wow, this is very honorable from this guy. Yeah.
Enough good people have already died.
Oh my god, I have so many chills.
If they believe that I was Gul Darkheel, then my trial might have helped to bring about a new Cardassia.
Need people like you.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, guy, stop. Throw this guy out the airlock right now.
Why? He wasn't Darkheel. Why?
He's a Cardassian. That's reason enough.
No, it's not.
Oh my god. That was Kira at the start of the episode. Was that guy with the knife. And that was my reaction to Duet. Episode 18 of Season 1 of Star Trek DS9. And that was definitely the best episode. I mean, maybe Emissary was just as good, but that was definitely the best episode I've seen so far. That episode was so good. Oh my god, you can see my nose is a little snotty. My eyes are still a little watery. I didn't even speak during the credits. I know it's only a minute long or something, so it's not that impressive. People can speak for long or not speak for longer than a minute, but I just didn't want to speak. I just wanted to think. That episode was really well done. The amount of twists, the amount of turns, the Cardassian Bajoran relationship, the Kira relationship to Cardassia and Cardassians and the way she views them, how it alters, you know, the mystery with Odo trying to solve everything, the predicament that Cisco is in. It was all just really good. And the episode was really good up until about the last 2 minutes. And then those last 2 minutes hit and it was exceptional. It was so good. It reminded me of that campfire scene in that episode where Picard, like, you know, as the walls fell, I forget the name of it as the moment, but Darmok, that's the episode, Darmok, the campfire scene where like the differences are finally resolved and there's the language barrier is broken. That's kind of what the end of Duet felt like to me, where these differences in people, these differences in beliefs, Kira's perception of the Cardassians, it was altered in that moment because at first she always viewed the Bajorans as victims and she always viewed the Cardassians as their captors, as the criminals, you know what I mean? She never once considered that there would be a Cardassian that was good, a Cardassian that wanted to atone for his crimes, a Cardassian that never even wanted to fight in a war in the first place, and a Cardassian who felt guilty about what had happened, even though he himself had never committed those crimes. He felt guilty for the crimes that his people had committed against another race of people, you know what I mean? And Kira had never thought that was going to be possible. And then as this episode goes on, at first he tells the truth at first, which was super interesting. He tells the truth at first, which is obviously he was telling a truth that he thought everyone would believe as a lie, so he could pretend to be the general, the leader of the camp, you know what I mean? Golda Heck or something like that. Golda Heck, I think that's what his name was. And it was really interesting following this twist and turn, because at first you think he's the file clerk and it sounds like he's telling the truth, you know, he's very well spoken and stuff like that. And then when he becomes Golda Heck for a second, the evidence first of all is very overwhelmingly for the fact that he is Golda Heck, and you're like, wait, what the heck? He's talking so differently now. You know, at first when he was pretending to be the file clerk and stuff, he was talking super like properly and he was very calm and stuff like that, and then you're like, oh, he was talking like that because he wanted to escape, you know, he didn't want to be captured. But then when they found the picture and stuff and they found this evidence for him, he just started turning. But he didn't even deny that he was Golda Heck or anything like that. He just went off and started talking about how he slayed Bajorans and killed them by the masses and wanted to squash their very existence, and genocide was just another day's work and stuff like that. And it was this really brutal stuff. And even though now looking back at it, now that he didn't do that, he wasn't Golda Heck, everything he was saying in that moment was probably what Golda Heck would have said, and it was probably what he heard. You know, he was talking about at the very end of the episode how he had to cover his ears to stop hearing the screams ring out into the night and stuff like that. You know, he didn't want to see these atrocities, but he kept seeing them and he hated seeing them, and so he wanted to atone for his guilt. And it was all just really interesting stuff, because you got a sense of how horrible the Cardassians could be. And obviously that's what Kira wanted. Kira wanted someone to charge. Kira wanted someone that she could call herself the victim of, and that she could punish for these crimes, not just crimes committed towards her, but crimes committed towards people like Bajorans as well. And so it was really interesting seeing him admit to it in a way where he wasn't admitting that he did it, but that his people did it. But at the same time, he was pronouncing his innocence in all this, even though he didn't want to be innocent. He felt just as guilty because he helped in even the smallest way. He helped to commit these atrocities. He helped Golda Heck massacre these Bajorans, and even though he was just a file clerk who actually had no power and who was actually someone who hated this in the first place. It was all just so interesting, and it was really well done. His breakdown at the end, the way that he's trying to convince himself that he is Golda Heck, and then he just falls apart, and his pronoun changes where he's using like third person pronouns, and then all of a sudden he switches and he uses I'm as first person pronouns. And it was just this really nice switch, the way you could just see this regret in his eyes, this fear in his eyes for what his kind has done, what the Cardassians had done. And then you can see Kira's understanding of the situation was so well done as well. Just like, obviously she was super objective and she was very biased towards him, but somehow, and through a lot of probable stepping back and assessing the situation and geniusness, Kira was able to really understand that not all Cardassians would be like that. You can't just look at a Cardassian now and think this guy is a criminal, you know? Not all of them would have been like that, and here's proof right in front of me. And that was a really touching moment. And then when he got stabbed at the end, that Bajoran who stabbed him must go to jail. She needs to be sent out of the airlock or something, because when he said that he's a Cardassian, that's reason enough for killing him. And Kira's like, no, it's not. That guy with the knife was Kira at the start of the episode, and now Kira has progressed so far already. It's still probably baby steps, but it's still, she has progressed so far, and she is still so different than the person she was at the start of this episode, because no more is she willing to kill a Cardassian on sight. No more is she wanting to commit genocide, you know, she was saying like she had to do what she did. She also massacred civilians of Cardassia and stuff like that, just like the Cardassians would have done. And her defense was that, you know, she was defending herself. She had the right to defend herself. She had the right to defend her her people and stuff. But now that that is all done, she has to kind of take a step back from just being a soldier and look at it in a more subjective point of view, which is super, super interesting. And I thought it was really well done. And this was a great Kira episode so far in this season. And I'm sure it's going to be that way once I watch this last episode in a second as well. The Kira episodes have been the highlight of the seasons. This whole Bajoran arc and stuff like that. This whole Bajoran Cardassian stuff. When I started season 1 of DS9, a lot of people were telling me that they didn't like the Bajoran stuff and the Cardassian stuff, and they felt like it was the slowest part of the season. But now that I've seen season 1, pretty much the whole thing, I have one more episode left, it's my favorite part. It's my favorite part. I really love the relationships, I really love the politics, and this episode really cemented it, and cemented Kira as well as one of my favorite characters. She was great. The actress for her was great in this episode. That's kind of all I have to say, to be honest with you, at the moment. I think I still need time to process it. So let's head into the very last episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 1. Not the very last episode of the whole show, but Season 1, Episode 19, In the Hands of Prophet. Okay, hope you enjoy.
Try one. You'll like it.
Too early.
That looks disgusting, O'Brien.
It's a natural sweetness from the sap of the jumjar tree.
Jumjar.
I'm glad to hear her expertise doesn't end with jumja sticks.
No, she's a really good engine.
Oh, she's a little jealous.
Oh, very funny.
Be careful who you share your jumja with.
Oh, dude, I don't want to mess with Keiko, man.
Lesson. The wormhole was discovered by Commander Sisko and Lieutenant Dax earlier this year.
Yeah, an epic episode.
This wormhole so unusual?
Look how many kids she has now. This is crazy.
Please, continue.
That neither end will shift locations. Who knows why this wormhole is stable?
No one, really.
Because it was artificially constructed.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
By entities, do you not mean the prophets?
Yes, on Bajor, the entities are worshipped as prophets. Ship at impulse can safely pass through without...
Ships are safely guided through the passage.
Oh, wait, this is religious and science.
I respect that the Bajoran people believe that it does.
But that's not what you teach.
No.
Because what?
History to literature to mathematics to science.
You are opening the children's minds to blasphemy.
Oh my god. I just watched Contact, and so religion and science plays a big role in that movie. Check that reaction out if you haven't, but it's such an interesting conversation, you know? Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The final one of Season 1.
Sorry I couldn't get here sooner. Another fusion reactor went down. How's it going?
Done.
Done.
What? Done?
To reinitialize the isolinear coprocessor?
I did it exactly like...
O'Brien, she's gonna take your job.
I doubt that.
Let's close it up.
I'm not nervous that she's gonna try and hit on O'Brien because I believe in O'Brien and Keiko's relationship.
Bloody hell.
What's wrong?
He's missing it.
My EJ7's missing.
It's the only one that's missing too.
On ground we need to bring Bajor into the Federation.
Yeah, that's so
Major,
fair.
would you join us?
Yeah, get Kira's input. That would be good, actually.
Probably not enough.
The question is, how much support does she have on this station?
She is mine?
What?
I'm not going to let a Bajoran spiritual leader dictate what can or can't be taught in my classroom.
I'm on Keiko's side here, to be honest with you.
For the Federation.
If we start separating Bajoran and Federation interests...
A lot of Bajoran and...
Okay, I think there's actually a compromise they have to make. Teach a little bit of Bajoran history and other stuff as well.
That there is room for all philosophies on this station. Now, how do you suggest that we deal with this?
I'm not sure you can.
Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult.
I can't tell you how much I've looked forward to this moment.
It'd be funny if she didn't actually know who it was. She just heard someone's footsteps and wanted to sound cool.
I'd hardly call it insignificant.
Thank you, emissary.
I wish you wouldn't call me that.
He is the emissary, right?
May I?
Thought she was gonna pull his ear off.
The prophets have spoken to me through the orbs, emissary. I understand my duty to defend the Bajoran faith.
You can defend the faith for sure.
If she does not recant, I cannot be responsible for the consequences.
But it sounds like she's not even giving into any other philosophies as well. Like, I get that you are around Bajor and stuff like that, but still, there's everyone on this space station. No, it's not just a Bajoran space station.
I've been through everything in there 3 times. What's that?
Looks like something.
Yeah, what is that?
Flow.
Conduit deactivated.
Come on.
Wait, what is that? That looks like goop.
Been melted by the conduit's plasma flow.
That still doesn't explain how it got here in the first place.
Yeah, my question.
Heard about some sort of plasma flow irregularity in the conduit. He indicated he was going to fix it.
And now he's missing. You think he got vaporized? Plasmerized?
I'll have one, please. Unless you're feeling adventurous today.
Sorry, we're all out.
What?
Please. These aren't for sale.
Not for sale. Is there a problem? Damn right there is.
I don't have to sell anything to them if I don't want to.
It's because he's a Bajoran and Keiko doesn't want... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of hatred towards Keiko at the moment. Maybe Federation as a whole?
Seek them yourself.
Dude, it's Frank. It's Frank in the background. Do you see that?
Wonderful things about your wife from the parents of these children. She apparently is an excellent teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
Other things to teach the children.
And when we get to theories of evolution or creation of the universe, what then?
That's always a hard topic.
My responsibility is to expose my students to knowledge, not hide it from them. The answer is no.
This is actually a real world problem. And you see, I can understand because science can expose religion at times, but you can't undermine the importance of religion as well. You know what I mean? But she has like 5 children in her school. What the heck?
No, it all adds up, only... Well, I don't know.
Spit it out, Chief.
He borrowed one of my tools without asking.
And that's weird.
He was a Starfleet engineer. You don't take a chief's tools without asking. It's unheard of.
Are you suggesting his toolbox would be like sacred to him?
Did Mrs. O'Brien call classes off?
No, there was only me and 4 other kids left. But she still kept the school open.
Oh, good for her.
The same thing's happening now with all this stuff about the Celestial Temple and the wormhole. It's dumb.
No, it's not.
It's not dumb, it's just not what you believe.
Found in the wormhole.
To those aliens, the future is no more difficult to see than the past. Why shouldn't they be considered prophets?
That's fair enough.
My point is, it's a matter of interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. There'll always be facts for science, but there'll always be some form of interpretation.
I'm not sure, but I think I've got to find some help.
Who are you gonna find? Ghostbusters! That's not who you're gonna call, but who you're gonna find is close enough. I would definitely live here.
Pay tribute. I was just... Usually when I meet one of Bajor's spiritual leaders, the first thing they do is grab my ear.
Yeah.
I was 5 the first time one of the monks grabbed my ear.
And I never wanted it to happen again.
Or one of my life's goals would be to do away with that archaic ritual.
You can count on the Federation's support.
No more ear grabbing.
I had no other ambition but to grow the most lovely Phaloran bromeliads on the planet.
That is so cool. I wish to be him.
Some fear you as the emissary who walked with the prophets. And some fear you because Vedic wind told them to.
Interesting.
If the prophets will it, someday I may be Kai. And I can be a better friend to you then.
But right now he doesn't have that much power.
The prophets teach us patience.
It appears they also teach you politics.
Yeah, that's so true.
Please, stay and enjoy the gardens as long as you like.
I would stay here for so long. It is such a beautiful garden. I do wonder how this is going to get resolved, though.
Imagination, or are we a little short-handed today?
3
Bajorans
Bajoran
aren't
crewmen didn't
working.
report for duty. They said they weren't feeling.
It's like a little Bajoran uprising going on.
And I'd like to start feeling that somebody on your side is giving something back to that effort.
I think I've given you all the support.
No, yeah, Kira's pretty good.
You tell our sick Bajoran crewmen
They better get well immediately, or they'll recover on the way to their next assignment.
Oh my days. There is room for all philosophy, but I feel like the Bajoran lady isn't allowing that, you know what I mean?
Did energy discharge before he was placed in the conduit.
What?
A directed energy discharge? From a phaser?
So he was murdered.
Set to kill.
He was murdered. We got a murder mystery on our hands now, boys. And girls, ladies and gentlemen.
The turbo lift records the night of the murder. Aquino did take a turbo lift to level 3, but not to the power conduit where he was found.
Interesting.
What was he doing at a runabout at 4 in the morning?
Apparently, he was getting murdered.
Oh. Oh no, just dropped the hardest line in the world.
I don't even know what we're looking for. If something happened around here, it's been pretty well covered up.
What if she is part of it? She's been doing everything and he hasn't done anything.
Well, you're not like that with me.
Well, you're not like the others.
Oh, why?
You're just nicer.
Oh, that's so nice. I would say date, but I know O'Brien loves Keiko.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Good night.
Oh, the look, the second glance. Oh, O'Brien, you need to tell her something, man. Tell her that you're not interested. Quark, 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 quark.
Bajoran convention on the station I didn't know about? Thanks, Odo. I need to call in more Dabo girls.
It's... This is not what I wanted to talk to you about.
What do you know about the murder events in Aquino?
Interesting.
I am not a killer.
No. But most of your friends are, true.
And I would gladly sell one of them to...
Frank, 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 Frank.
Keep your ears open.
Are you kidding? That's the 7th rule of acquisition.
Oh, that's funny.
Just to be safe, I ran a diagnostic across the board. This showed up at runabout pad A.
Pad A?
An anomaly in the security net there. He interrupts whoever is tampering with it and is killed.
That makes sense.
He changes his plan and moves to pad A.
That makes sense.
To defeat the security net, and then doesn't go through with his plan.
Oh!
School!
I think that's the plan. There's no way there was just a school bombing. Oh my god!
Miles!
Oh, thank god Keiko wasn't in there, man. Were any kids in there? Do you think this was religiously motivated? Also, I feel like kind of a stupid plan because you bomb the school that's not for Bajorans, then the kids have to go to the Bajoran school, and then the same issue arises.
The prophets.
Is the emissary holding me responsible for this act of terrorism?
Sort of.
You are not simply misguided as I once thought. Now I see you want nothing less than to destroy us.
What? No.
Will not go.
You have just made your first mistake, Betty.
Mm-hmm.
Who have begun to build the future of Bajor with us. These people know that we are neither the enemy nor the devil.
Yeah, that's so true.
We have some damn good fights, in fact.
Cisco loves the fights. He lives for the fights.
And when your rhetoric gets old, the Bajoran parents will bring their children back.
We'll see.
Cisco has firmly chosen a side now. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, I think, it's her. But I think she's gonna regret what she's doing. Well, it's her, the engineering lady that O'Brien's with, but also the main religious lady as well. Like, she feels very extreme, you know? She's taking a really, really extreme approach.
They're on time.
It'll make her feel a lot better to hear that, sir.
Anything new on Aquino?
Yes, sir.
In the background.
On screen.
Commander, I've decided to accept your gracious
Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, he didn't invite him.
Perhaps I can help you clean it up.
That would be very much appreciated.
Wait, this is interesting.
I look forward to seeing you again.
This is good news. I think this is really good news.
I see.
I have no way to escape.
Well, then you're gonna have to die. Oh, come off it, man.
The sacrifices the prophets call on us to make are...
Bro, she's making her like a suicide bomber, you know what I mean?
But the rewards they give will last through eternity.
She's so extreme. Like, the last Kai was very forgiving. She was very conscious of this space station, especially in the different philosophies. This new person who's potentially going to be the Kai, extremist for sure.
Detected by a series of encryption sequences. I'll run an adaptive program.
For once, we're lucky we're working with a Cardassian computer.
Yeah, so true. You know what Star Trek did get right though? The buttons. How they're like on the screen and they're not physical buttons. They're actually just like digital buttons. She gonna assassinate him?
Run a level 3 sensor sweep of the promenade. Report any anomalous reading.
Working.
An escape route.
Yeah, an escape route.
Insufficient data.
I'm going down there.
I'll run a diagnostic on the other security systems. And I'll call you as soon as I have...
Dude, this is intense. What the heck? Dude, I hope he punches her in the face.
I expected you sooner, Bareil.
It seems our paths have grown up.
He takes her hand from the ear. That's amazing. Oh, there she is. I actually kind of like this girl. She doesn't want to do this anymore, does she? Like, she knows she's gonna die. She's been manipulated. Is that a picture of Quark on screen just because? That's pretty great.
Go ahead.
It's in the isolinear code processor.
Didn't you just repair that unit 2 days ago?
No.
Yes, I did. With Neela.
She repaired it.
That's the only thing those code processors could possibly affect.
All weapon detectors appear to be functional, Chief.
No, I don't know, man. This is about to be an assassination.
Disabled.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I mean, Neela may have disabled them.
Your assistant?
Yeah.
Join hands with all peoples and begin to trust again.
I like this guy. Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh, the slow-mo. Oh, now that's a phaser. What's going on? No! Oh my god, you missed. You just shot some random railing. Oh, and you shot the floor. Dude, this was dive was insane mode. He went full leopard.
Answer their call!
Dude, honestly, punch her. Punch her and take that stupid hat off her stupid head. Sorry if I just insulted all of Bajoran religion right there, but actually punch her.
To stop him from becoming Kai.
She's gonna say, oh, it was the way of the prophets. They spoke to me to do it.
Neela insists she acted alone. Unless you want to consider the prophets co-conspirators.
Yeah, charge the prophets too.
Up here in charge of protecting some wormhole.
Protecting your celestial temple.
That's true.
You were right, what you said about the Bajorans. At least about me.
Interesting.
I don't think that you're the devil.
Maybe we have made some progress after all.
Yeah, there has been some. You made a good friend. That's the end of season 1. I'm done season 1, guys. Isn't that insane? Also, remember there's going to be a live stream after this video just kind of talking about season 1 in general, so stick around if you have the time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that was my reaction to episode 19 of season 1, In the Hands of Prophets, and the final episode, the finale, if you will, of Star Trek Deep Space Nine season 1. And what a really good episode to end it on. Honestly, 2 amazing episodes. 2 of probably some of the better episodes in this season to end off this run. Duet being probably the best one behind Emissary, if not on par, if not better than Emissary. I think you could argue for all 3 of those options. And In the Hands of Prophets, while not being as good as Duet in my opinion, still a really well done episode that focused on religion and science and the extremities that religion can go to, I guess. I don't know, it was just a really interesting concept, especially because I just watched Contact on the channel. If you would like to watch that video, if you haven't seen that, I had a lot of fun watching that movie. But in that movie, there was a lot of talk about religion, and there was a lot of talk about science, and how science and religion kind of need to coexist, because you're never going to be fully science and you're never going to be fully religious. Obviously, some people are fully science and some people are fully religious, but there needs to be this middle ground where you can accept religion while also believe it in science. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what this episode was touching on a lot today. And that's what I found the most interesting about it, because it was basically the struggle of a school to teach what it wants to teach, while at the same time needing to respect Bajoran beliefs, which is super interesting. And it would be interesting to see where the school goes in the future, because I do understand some of the points that the Bajorans raised in terms of we want to teach more Bajoran religion and more Bajoran culture and more Bajoran beliefs, because it is centered around Bajor. And you know, most of the students, if you look at how many students left the class once the 2 schools were made, there are only 5 students left, which means most of the students are Bajoran. So it would make sense in some way to touch on at least like the Bajoran beliefs and Bajoran religion and go, you know, scientifically the wormhole is this, but in Bajoran beliefs they think that it's like the temple of the prophets and stuff like that, and this is the gateway to it, and then Cisco is the emissary who's walked amongst the prophets and stuff. Like, it would make sense to kind of teach that, but the Bajorans, and I think the lady in particular, like the super religious Bajoran lady, I forget her name at the moment, she was taking things way too far, because Keiko even acknowledged she was very respectful of the Bajoran beliefs and stuff, but she wants to teach like this philosophy, and well, she was saying she wasn't even teaching a philosophy, she was just teaching facts and science. And I do admit there maybe was room for her to touch on some religious aspects as well, because religion does play a huge part, not just to Bajorans, but to probably a large group of civilians and citizens and worlds out there, right? So religion doesn't feel like detrimental to teach religion. It doesn't feel like you're regressing the students and the kids if you touch on religion. But at the same time, that religious Bajoran lady, she was so extreme. She was extreme to the point of extreme where she was basically creating like suicide bombers, like that woman that O'Brien was with, the engineering lady. She basically became this manipulated suicide bomber who wanted to believe in the prophets, who did believe in the prophets, and then the higher up woman in purple Bajoran lady who was kind of leading everything pretty much manipulated her into doing these horrible things, like blowing up the school, assassinating that guy in orange, you know what I mean? Just almost politically incentivized, you know what I mean? So she could become the next Kai and stuff like that. It was almost like she's obviously going to use the excuse that, oh, the prophets made me do this, the prophets made you do this and stuff like that. Like, this is all in the prophets, but it's probably not, you know what I mean? Like, obviously there's no 100% way to guarantee that the prophets didn't actually tell her that, but it's probably not. It's more so her using her power, using her influence to manipulate these people into doing these things because they think the prophets want them to do it, but it's actually just her that wants them to do it. And that's so interesting to me, and I thought it was really, really interesting overall as well, because the episode, again, it didn't destroy religion or anything like that, which was really good. It definitely was a very delicate balance, because they did have that guy in orange who is still religious. He still subscribes to Bajoran beliefs, but he's not an extremist. He does accept compromises. He does understand that there are different people out there, different civilizations with different beliefs, and he does understand that these things need to be integrated into day-to-day lives, which doesn't mean he doesn't believe in the prophets. He just isn't extreme to the point of that's his only belief, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And so the show basically subscribes to his version of belief, where it's just like, you can believe in what you want to believe and everyone will respect what you want to believe in, but you have to also respect and understand that there are other ways of seeing the world, such as science, such as potentially other religions out there. And I thought the show did a really good job in handling that conversation. The murder mystery was also really awesome. And then O'Brien, I was kind of sad actually, like the woman who was gonna assassinate that guy in orange, I actually was kind of liking her. And when she was sitting down, I was like, oh, it's gonna be her, right? Like, it has to be her. It's this person that O'Brien's getting close to, who Keiko's like, stay on your toes with her, you know what I mean? And then she was actually like really nice, and I liked her, and I was wanting her to stay and, you know her character a bit more, but then I was like, oh, she's gonna be like the person, right? She's gonna have been that person who murdered that guy, and she was the person that murdered that guy. She was the person who blew up the school and stuff like that. But I just kind of feel bad for her overall, because she's being dragged away at the end and she's screaming like, it was for the prophets, it was for the prophets and stuff. But I was like, bro, it wasn't for the prophets. That was for that woman in purple, you know what I mean? That was for her own political benefit over any religious stuff. I don't know, that was just, I felt kind of sad. So yeah, we definitely won't be seeing her again. But yeah, I was just kind of like, I just felt sad for her, I guess. And yeah, that is it for season 1 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I hope you enjoyed my journey through this season. I have loved pretty much, maybe not loved every episode, but I have enjoyed every episode. For me, there hasn't been like a fully bad episode of this show, and it only gets better from here. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot, and I hope to see you next time for season 2 next week, the very first 2 episodes of season 2 next week. Or if you'd like to watch the first 6 episodes of season 2, they are already up on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, and I am probably really enjoying season 2. I heard there's a story arc at the start of season 2, so I'll have watched that. There's also some really cool Star Trek specific merch which you can grab on my Patreon. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, head on over there if you want to get ahead of the game, 3 weeks early, 6 episodes early, however you want to put it. And if not, I'll see you next time for my next Star Trek Deep Space Nine reaction, which will be first 2 episodes of season 2.